Respectively, they have small intros on each project. But let's get straight to the music. Like I said, each one of these first songs really classifies and leads the direction of how these albums are gonna roll out. Let's talk about The Last Shall Be First with its first song, Cold, produced by Fourth Disciple.
Goes out. What y'all niggas all been waiting for? Little story. You know what I'm saying? Sons of man. We had a soul go by and keep it moving. Just when it got cold, hold up, we had to walk on by and keep it moving. Check it, hold up. Hey yo, my thoughts be colorless. The undercover rich, haters loving it. Watch the Hell King Tut with it, Queen's bathtub in it. I diamond cutting it, sharp and on point. Fuck the tricks of the government. Money rule the world, got my people suffering. Cops busting it, handcuffing men till they wrist bleed. Some read what they don't need, give receive. Black Lebanese, rabbi and green fatigues. Microphone mask MCs, Maccabees. Hard-headed seeds, be told and still ain't free. The truth came in flesh and still you don't believe. The best thing you know is the spot to find weed. Get the knowledge done to raise. We still struggling, Sons of Man UK. Keep it bubbling, we come to clubs like the ones you bring the trouble in. What? He sold his soul like publishing.
Walked away and I left you cold. I walked away and I left you cold.
I reminisce on.
Hey, Fourth Disciple on the beat, clear.
Disciple was all over both projects.
So we're gonna actually talk about that right now. As a matter of fact, you use your hobo for that cool segue. We're gonna move on to track number 1 off that Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars, Dressed to Kill, also produced by Fourth Disciple. Let's get into it.
We are at war with an enemy we can't see. A brute is gunfire. Their strategy is worldwide terrorism.
Military gear, ain't go out like troops. Grab your army suits and your fat black boots. Military gear, ain't go out like troops. Grab your army suits and your fat black boots. Military gear, ain't go out like troops. Grab your army suits and your fat black boots. Military gear, ain't go out like troops.
Mad war, nigga, metaphors war. From my jaws of exhaust, got high with fly sounds down the floors. It's war before you rap back to whack, come back, I'm back action. Black 4 fifths to be exact like that. Strike till you're not one shot. A bank slang to your brain, get you open on top. Well, so what? Nigga, take that and then some. Sin's done when it comes to track and bad drums. I lyrical tools that boom, crush, consume brains, leaving your veins, putting puncture wounds, aiming the block, blazing high clock, raising your knock, cock, kill shot, spill it to bumper clouds. You want that nigga, best be on MSG, a blast fast and shatter that ass like plexiglass, fool. Last through chop with dime, homicide, collide with energized thoughts from parkside of park die. Split so flesh from your chest, my complex style be wild, enough tough like rough sex or roughness. I dedicate this track to the suspect. In real life, niggas ain't afraid to bust sex. Soldiers, militant dog.
It was gonna get a lot more rapidy rap after that. It's gonna be a while before that. You know, because this, let's be clear, we don't talk about how many members are in each group, but respectfully, these 2 tracks, like I said, set off both projects. We are talking about Cold versus Dressed to Kill. Both tracks produced by Fourth Disciple. Let's talk about it. Who do you got?
I'll address the elephant in the room, man. I'll take Sons of Man on this one. I'll take Sons of Man on this one.
Okay, so cool.
The reason being, I understand our normal Eats, Beats, and Rhymes question with the direction of the album, but I think this is the first time for me personally, the first track for KILLARMY doesn't put into perspective in the direction of where their album is going. I personally say, okay, in full perspective, because you don't get an idea, like as you become as you are a super hip hop head and you keep the music rolling, you see how lyrically and how more in pocket I feel like the KILLARMY album is. So this record, I don't think is a good perspective on how the KILLARMY album as a whole is going to do. And Fourth Disciple, I think there was a different direction for production wise, you know what I mean, on both projects, you know what I mean? So he was able to ride the themes of both albums. So I think the first track for the Sons of Man is just a better introduction to the project than the Killer
Fair
Army.
enough.
Mhm.
Both albums about a year apart. Again, there's more producers, if you will, on the Sons of Men album, predominantly Fourth Disciple, who's considered an actual member of Killer Army, which would explain why he put the entire album pretty much. But shout out to Mr. September in the building. Mr. September doing Killer Army versus Sons of Man first albums. Shout out to you. That's what you basically caught us on round number 1, Cold versus Dress to Kill. Ike is the first person to put his vote down for Cold, saying that song just hits a little bit different than Dress to Kill. Anybody else feel the same or feel any different? Scan?
To kind of continue on what Ike was, I think the Sons of Man track in this particular case, I think it's a little bit more polished as well, right? And which is interesting because when you actually kind of compare them sonically, the more polished I think later on, it doesn't really win for them in this case. But I think for the Killer Army, that intro track, it's an okay track for that album, but it doesn't really pierce through as the way Cole does in my opinion. So I would agree with Ike in this case, where for this particular round, I would go for the Cole record as well, based off everything.
2 votes in Cold. My man Cool Breeze, I didn't mean to cut you off. Which way are you going? Because it's interesting because you usually wait to never vote. So I'm anxious to know which way you want to vote right now.
He's trying to redeem his WU-TAng.
Listen.
He's trying to get his card back.
Listen, hobo. I'm gonna put you on mute right now. So I'm on the East Coast now.
Oh, snap.
Temporarily. So I got my Timbs on in the hot weather. You dig? So I'm gonna go with Cold on this one, and to kind of not to waste everyone's time, but listening to both tracks, I think a lot of the songs are very similar in sound, and
same producer, so that makes sense.
Yes. So it's like very slow paced beats with slow paced rhymes. So it's kind of consistent with both albums, I think. Not bad rhymes, but just the pacing of the rhyme. I'm gonna go with
I feel like this is like a backhanded compliment, but we gonna find out.
It's not a back.
No. It's too early to tell if it's backhand. We're gonna find out throughout the evening if you're like.
Oh, here we go, Jules. The Mandarin begins.
No, man.
Gotta watch him.
How can it be Mandarin when you just placed your vote? And I said what I said.
Listen, I'm not in the California sun right now. I was real swift with it.
You're choking your Timbs. Relax. You're too West Coast. You're choking your Timbs. Calm down. Listen, we're gonna keep it pushing. Y'all let the ankles breathe, buddy. Y'all let the ankles breathe. Let's keep it, like I said, let's keep pushing. We got 3 votes in for Cold at the moment. Does anybody feel any different? We got to find out right now what's going on.
No, I originally I thought that I would have voted for, in anticipating the question, I thought I would have voted for Killer Army, but if Ike, you made a great point. If we're going under the rules of what we do here and how we score, I agree. Okay,
so
Cold is a better fit.
Triple C, ironically, quick fast, not today.
Yeah, because I wanted to be last, so it doesn't count.
Yo, Triple C is in full protest right now.
Attica.
I'm going with Cold.
You going with Cold too?
Yeah, but I'm doing the breeze, the slight edge.
Jules, I just want you to know, Triple C is on one today, boy.
I mean, listen.
Boy.
Triple C. Let's be clear. Potato salad doesn't go cold. It's already cold or room temperature. You'll be all right. It ain't gonna go bad. And technically, it's supposed to get served tomorrow. You're getting exclusive tonight. All right, so you relax. Complaining about the night off. It's July 3rd, brother.
My mindset is ready there.
Yeah, listen. Every day is Sunday to you. Let's be clear.
Oh, Triple C has to go outside and lick off shots.
Listen, his neighborhood
started early.
It happens even in the winter. It don't matter whether June or February. You know what I'm saying? Either way.
Some people light fireworks on the 4th of July. Others shoot guns.
July 3rd or December 3rd, same thing.
Gotta get the grill moving. Yeah.
I gotta get the response from round number 1 out the way. Did the voting booth go up? And if so, what was the results?
The voting booth was open, and the winner is.
I have suspense is real.
100% for Cold.
Oh snap! Just like the chat room. The room felt the exact same way. There's not a single vote went to Dress to Kill. Shout out to KILLARMY though. But this round goes to Sons of Man, best first song. Not bad for a group that had no representation at the very beginning of the game. Round 1 goes to Sons of Man. The last shall be first. Moving on to round number 2. That was kind of fast. Triple C, I know he's in a good mood now. He's like, oh, we gonna get to the pie yet. So this don't work. We gonna get there. We gonna get there. We do this every Monday night, by the way. Just like we're doing it tonight for all the fans that tune in. Don't forget to check us out on YouTube.